That's one of the trash delegate. Netating was a day, Zone, Yondo Zone, Neta, just Shambang and Zepi teaching it to Chinishi Shumatella, Ne Pegoshes.
So, first of all, Tashi the Lake and greeting to everyone. So, I'm very happy that that we are here together to study the Maitreya's text, Ornament for Clear Realization.
Tanga to me, that long malanga to the teaching into J. Chinese, go to the Inayata, and the Nizon Zomatova, Neotic Cheneta, only Jenny, any Sheneta, whichever is. Only Jenny Shen, whichever, then Zomatova,
No.
Only Jenny party,
and so, as you know, we began these teachings on this text during the lockdown period, and so, but we were so during that time, so this teaching was delivered only on online, and so it's really great that from tonight, so we we are able to do this face to face.
Ta longa ma ta nga zo le jene lo ju ji di sala ani ta mo bo ji nyen de ge wa de nya ko ho ti na yo su nyen ge wa de nya ko ho ma re sra wa de sa ta tri ni su nyen ge wa de so ma ko so ni pe ga wo shis.
So today I can see, who are here to listen to this his teachings, because during the when the teaching was delivered online, I'm sure that there are some people who were listening to teaching, but I had no idea who are those people or how many.
Ani ta nga zo di Talo ne ni tu jela ne kini shuwa lo ni zo ji shuwa de ma zu zu meng ne mi pe kao zong bo de sang de swa ne shu ji ne ta nong ji ya bo ji nyong lai de ne ta ti ge just nong ji ge xi zhe de zi ya ro gu ye na ta yi ji me ji da ne ji le yong ji de ke chang bu shu re s.
So it's very important that as we come here to study this very profound text, that we should feel, in fact, how fortunate we are have this opportunity to study this profound text, and also to understand that really, if you are really interested in furthering your knowledge of dharmas, then texts like this text is something which we must engage, we must study for that. And to study these texts, like this text of this Ornament for Clear Realizations, the people should have, the students should have a good, firm understanding of the basic teachings of Lord Buddhas, like the background teachings of the Lord Buddhas, and so yeah, I'm confident, and I believe that all of you here, so who have that the basic good ground, understanding of Buddhism's.
Tani ta msanzo ni tesi ya po ingwa matsawa tani yungre te inaya ji nye de na ni su tani tandi ten ji nye ani jemal yungju ji nye tani sal ni ya ji ya po no song this.
Yeah. So in studying this text, so it is not one should not expect that you would understand everything very clearly, right from the beginnings. So you can. It is normal that sometimes you can get confused about certain topics, and the way we can further our understanding and deepening our understanding is to really to hear about this same topic over and over again, and to think on this, contemplate on this over and over again.
ane nga tso lama kumbha nonji ki sujin la ane kare se na yun ka pe nga gnu ne nyole gi jena bo te da ane pe loju she ji tsawa na te ane te chingi tu ji re se ne songo ya res.
The many masters, past masters, says that really this text, the ornament for clear realizations, so which is the one of the major, like a 5 major scriptures that for studying Buddhisms, for learning in the monasteries curriculums, and he's saying that this master was saying that this text is really of all of those major studies. So the 5 major studies. So this text is really like serve as the basis, serve like the root, for one's spiritual practice.
Cheta yu ka pe nga gnu ne ni yu shima jemba no ne ni ge yelo da wona chi chago yores. Kare sana ta amate ndi ge yelo kan des chago yores na amate ndi ge yelo ta chi pe tawa te mi ge yun da wo shi. Toni tu pe tawa te mi yun da wo chi chago yores. Ani nze te kare chago yores na ani she she no ge ta chungje mo bo ji zhong go yores. Zhong ka mo bo ji ja ka. Di chungje te mi ge yun da wo chi. Ani tri chago yores. Ndawate kande chago yorsina shechi yungu shig shewala sopa ani ndindi gorsina de tembi ku yunda wo chogres ani ta nonde sina ta semate kande na wo chogres semate ni ripi gu yun jitse yunda ripi gu yun o tindina ji chogres ti yelo no tonte o tindi ga ta tomba kuma no ji tindi so yores.
So this text, which is the main subject matter, is the paramita, or the perfection of wisdoms. So which is one of the major scriptures for learning Buddhisms. So other 4s, we have include Madhyamikas, that's the view of middle ways. Then you have the Abhidamas, and then you have the Vinayas, Vinaya scriptures. And then we have the logic, or the science of valid cognitions. So there is a saying, that in the oral teachings of the past masters, that that all the other of the 5 these major studies, the other 4 are like the branches of this paramitas, or the perfection of wisdom's scriptures. So because the Madhyamika scriptures is really shows the scriptures are like the view scriptures which explain the like the view of emptiness, the middle ways of which is the view of the perfection of wisdom sutras. And whereas the Abhidhammas, what we find in Abhidhamma is all the various the categories of the subject matter, like the enumerations of the subject matter, which is contained in the perfection of wisdom scriptures. And whereas the Vinayas scriptures are like the conduct. It shows what kind of conduct that we should or follows the conduct, in the concerning the perfection of wisdom sutras. And then finally the valid cognitions or the Brahmana scriptures. So these are the scriptures of concerning the logics or the reasonings, the method of the perfection of wisdom sutras.
Tenoji ne temachone de dole karisuyorsena ne dole ne temachone de kagawala ani ta ngegte chronla ne shenshi sherachi sheshi jindo te tretsaores ne nonzaores 제자 전원지 monthane 전터네 다 로니 체크 드니가 전터 와서 그래 가시 디근 체니에 체소나 아니 존는데 유요 말했어 가시 디근 체니에 체 마소나 아니 나 예와도 체요 말에 나 유요래 했으네 아니 너는 건가볼 드니가 간와야 드니요 그랬어.
You find even in the sutras, called in the sutra of like 20,000 line sutra, so where in which that the Buddha himself said to Ananda, Ananda, that Ananda's, he said that after I pass away, so you should rely on these paramitas, pressure paramitas, and which I have taught you, taught you very thoroughly. And then Buddha said that if as long as you hold these teachings, Paramata teaching, as long as these teachings are there, I also remained myself, all the Tathagata also too remained. But whereas if you lose the paramitas, then you also lose me as well.
대책 말했던다 니 대마초는 그거가와라니 나냥엘인데 차이고다니 니처럼 치몽보지 숨바래 치몽보지 숨바래 되고 치 숨바노네 현도르죠 니 다대체 출로다고나 전턴에 빼마도나 니처럼 니 갈라마요스로 아니 다 셔라 셰시진 도티 치지처럼 다 마토마토라 대제소나 아니 니처럼 셰준거레스네 아니 드니수야 드니 도노요레스.
Yes. And also there's another sutta where the Buddha said to the Ananda, that where again he said that how I have the passed on or entrusted the profound mother, which is referring to this Paramita to you, and then to emphasize the significance of this sutra, then Buddha said that he said that all the other dhammas that I have taught you, so far, and you learned and you realized, but then let's say if you forget that those teachings and if you lose that, and Buddha said that I won't be that upset, or I won't really regard you as really making like a mistake. But however, Ananda, he said, however, if you lose these paramita, even a single word, then I'll be very upset. Then I consider that you made a great mistake.
that need to touch Mujilata, Trigas Chinichi Chumaris, Narot in Ninila, Pekawas on Boy song this, and then touch on to me and Natari, Pekawas on Boy Rediore, and tell that's on me. Ni Jesse Royapo, Guantana, ni Pe Potame Boy song this.
Yes. So this the profound is and so precious is this the Dharma that we're trying to learn, and so therefore, as I said before, therefore it's important to every one of us, including myself, to really feel, to think that how fortunate that one has able to have this opportunity to learn these dharmas, and also to feel delight, feel joy, feel very positive about having these opportunities.
So Desanelaya Jundel there is a Misak and Chinese or the Remato, Lordan to Solapa, Misak, and launches on the Chinese on Yomaris. They have go at Nita, Lord, then you have Kunokuris.
So in the monastic curriculum, so these are the texts like this, like this Ornament for Clear Realization, like texts like these are the main texts which they use to as a resource to text to study, and they don't particularly use the other texts like any other like a Lamrim text, any other text as chosen as a subject matter for learning and for studying the dharmas. And so this is to show why. So this is to indicate that how once if you understand, if you study and understand these texts, the Ornament for Clear Realization, or this the perfection of wisdom's scriptures, then you can easily and automatically understand the meaning of all the other scriptures.
다 맞아. 단 나닝음에 진사대 가와레잖아. 네, 다 생이 두제가네. 니보제대네 대시 조고시네 되는 거래. 네, 니보제대 가르잖아. 네, 쳔바서. 네, 조고시는데 오치카스는다. 쳔바서는 이제노제 네, 조와지텔라 노주조와 제조 타치조와 끼치미조와 하시네. 아니 조와지텔 이시고요. 레스.
So the so the main subject matter of this text is contained in 8 topics, or we call it like 8 dharmas. So which are like the 3 knowers, and then there's 4 applications, and plus there's and then the Dhammakaya, which is a result. So the 3 knowers, so which are the knower, the exalted, knower of all aspects, the knower of the path, knower of the basis, and then there's 4 applications. There's the applications of all aspects, all aspect application. Then what you call the serial is the peak application. Then the serial application, and then the momentary, application, and then you got the Dhammakaya or the truth bodies.
다 된리 인사 다 가서 니도제가 동보되고 노제때 이조신의 대용고요래서 노제때 간데스 지역이요 순고요세나 아니 노제때 세시에서 치지인 거네 마시용고요래서
and so the accordingly, so this text, ornament of text, so has 8 chapters, so right, and then so the first chapter is on the knower, on the exalted knower of all aspects, or the omniscient mind, the Buddhas. And now if we ask how that chapter elaborate or explain the exalted knower of all aspects, or the omniscient mind, is through explaining the 8 categories, or the 8 things which characterizes, or which really symbolizes the omniscient mind. So 10.
Tenda dudunrabu shuwa ina nga tsuti nonche te nga tsu longo la rate di tsala. Ni chi chiga ngune rate go yores, rwa, mo tsi kola yu cheta. Pena nga tsuti de shashu la ta chungche ji yore se chi mo chi lawa ina, ta chungche te yel ndri yore se na nga tsu longo ji chagarwa, cha dewa yore was. Chungche yore, shashu chungche yewa sewa chi nga tsu longo ji chagarwa. Chungche yewa re so so jima tu longon che ta ti yel ndri yore longon ndri zon rog re se ne chi la yu tsala ni te chungche ti ge chasung ye kangala ji longon sha ji ro wa de na ji ge ta ngo chu tombe no che she yu de tsala de ni se she su chi che ge ne no che te lo yi la go wa she yu go re s
so by understanding these 10 the 10 characteristics, or the 10 the categories of this of the omniscient mind, then we can get the understanding, get the picture of what is the exalted knower of all aspects, or the omniscient mind. So it is like, if you say an example, like if you were to know the certain place in somewhere in the east, and then if someone say, oh, there is just a nice place in the eastern east side, it doesn't give you any picture, by just simply hearing that. But if somebody gives you a description of that place, what sort of like the landscape of that place, and really go into the detail of that place, then you started to get some sort of the ideas, a glimpse of that place, and then showing how to get there, like the road map to that place, and in that way you understand that.
Ta ten zata tenri ga ta longol ratya ga te se she su chi gi no ne la nga so se she te ta tin long ne mal song sang sa res ta dongo ka tu le de res ni pa dongo ka ti.
So the of this the 10 dharmas, which symbolizes or characterizes the omniscient mind, or exalted the knower of all aspects. So we finished the first one, which is the bodhicittas, and now there's the second dharma, so which is the we call it precepts.
Ta dongo insan di katu gi she te dongo de kari dongo de sena ta kachung man cheni du ya wa to ngote wa res ro de insa teche ji dongo sing de res ni techi kono techi ni du ju kono ani teche ji insa de nu ne she ji ga dongo de ni teche ji dongo cho de go res.
So precepts, so which in the preceding teachings, so we we cover about the definition of the precepts, precepts or the instructions, and so here as this in this context, so the precept is referring to the Mahayana precepts or Mahayana instructions, because it refers to this text, ornament for clear realization. So it is the what we are studying here is the Mahayana text, Mahayana precepts.
당아주 띵엘 동어 기제시 디살 동어데 디가스 테치치 동어데 테치세제 그 체트니자 데라 주베 수제 컴퓨터죠 다 데토픽 타템비 니 테치치 ngo지라 니 테치치 동어스네 시기여스 다 띵엘 맞은 로살다 서로와 테치세제 그 테치세제로 띵엘 세제시에서로다 세제 그 체트니자데 가르스나 주베 수제 컴퓨터로와 다 데토픽 다 타템비가 대체적 뭐지라 네 동어스네 가지고 띵을 깨쳤던 거 봐서 말했어.
So prior to this this topic on the precepts or the instructions, we learned about bodhicittas, which is the first of the 10 10 dharma, or which characterize this the omniscient mind. So bodhicitta, as we understand by definitions, that it is like an intentions or an aspirations to achieve complete enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. So then, following that, now here we come across this topic of the precepts. So the connections of that precept to the bodhicittas, which we can understand if you look at these definition of the Mahayana precepts, which we studied before. So which is that the Mahayana precepts are defined as Mahayana's speech that teaches a method for attaining the object that a Mahayana mind generation strive for. So the Mahayana mind generation, which is another name for bodhicittas. So therefore, these precepts here, so is really referring to the method or the means by which the goal that we seek or we strive to achieve, with the bodhicitta mind. So these precepts shows that.
디마체 당화가 세니 카트 telanga 소티 녜라 롤링 가는 주마르세나 페나 닌티 다정발다 오시가 테메 구조로와 기건이야 대체 세제다 주비쇼지 또비 타템비가 아니 대치든지 요주로와 아니 드니그 대치때 아니 대체지 동화 레동마레스네 맞아 띵을 돌리시지 좋아서 So
in this as part of this our learning, so we raise questions, to analyze our subject matter. So like regarding the definition of the Mahayana precepts. So I think in the past, in one of the preceding sessions, so we raised the questions about whether or not the teachings, the scriptures, or the speech given by the arhat of lesser vehicles, such as a shavaka or the hero vehicle arhat, and the speech which is giving speech on the bodhicittas, on how to achieve the complete enlightenment. So whether we raise the question whether that such speech on bodhicitta by the the arhat of lesser vehicle is it a Mahayana precepts?
That the Kawando words and Tigat Nigni Tachumba Tigatani, share the Teche Dongo Inana, anything what the Teche more reverse. Teche Dongal teaching why goes in it soon show your rest. Chesa more the Teche Dongo more Teche more away, Koron Temech Kuzor was. And it is a Mazutico Topa Chain Bas Pache Chichina Tangus you get it.
So of course this to make this question more the relevant and more critical, then we have to remember what kind of the definition that we have learned of the in early on we studied about the like the words and the treatises, the words of the Buddhas, or the word and the treatise anyway, and then we can have a Mahayana, speech or the Mahayana word. So then we can, if these are teaching on bodhicittas by given by, spoken by the, taught by the arhat of lesser vehicles, if these teachings are the Mahayana precepts, then it has to be, we have to raise question that then is that mean that it is a Mahayana speech or the Mahayana word?
Kesit kono ni temeji kuzoisa ni ki ngote ni teme tendi ngote temeji ngore senana ni techi dongo maingi chondo resro techi ngoto temeji ngoninga warwas wa teisa ni so ngasoti topaso site tingel doni chei basro.
So obviously if we in defining the Mahayana speech or the Mahayana word, then if we if we say that it must be come from someone who is a Mahayanist, someone who is a follower of Mahayana, then obviously then these teachings delivered by the arhat of lesser vehicles, then it's not, even though we can say it is a Mahayana precepts or the instructions, but it's not a Mahayana, it doesn't fit to be called as a Mahayana speech or a Mahayana word.
Taina ngoso dudu ndawo shewa ina tanta dongo sengeti gunulani techechi ngodo temechi ngo sengete shido jeja ga chanen rogu ya sare mato kuzo gi koro ngo in bi chanen rogu yo mare eswa jeji ngine ne teche seje ga nyeja ta zubi shonji tobi ta dengduna ne techechi ngo sra te dongo kongshila ne ta temechi ta tawala soba ni tembi ga ta tembi ga ngodela 아니야 테메지 뭐스러 드니존에 봐 그리 대체지 동화도 테메지 동화 생기가 서그 땡에 테메지 뭐도 대체지 뭐 생기데 되게 지원도 위해서 그래서
So anyway, what we have to understand here is that when we talk about the term like a Mahayana precepts and the Mahayana instructions, and here whether a particular any instruction or the precept is Mahayana or not is to the depends upon the content or the subject matter of that instructions, that teaching or if the subject matter is something which is concerning in achieving the Mahayana goal of such as the state of Buddhahood, then regardless of who is the speaker is, then that what was is taught then becomes a Mahayana precepts or the Mahayana instructions, and whereas on the other hand, if the content or the main subject matter of that the teaching is something concerning the lesser vehicles. Then it will be called as it becomes the precept of lesser vehicles.
That will dongle yewa cheore. Yewa chegnunel tangazo tinune yewa santin rosavare. Ta yewa jawatingul tandale deores. Sonati.
No. So Dangwachuro.
Dangacho drutu demba not on us in Sujela so kenchu sansin. The inchetin rosarita. Ta machine use mangaton was in Unamalendo.
Okay, so now just continue with the teaching on the precepts. So now, if we refer to the root text, so where I think it's on you find in the verse 1.21, which says concerning achieving. So that is the first. So there are 10 types of the precepts, minor precepts here. So of which, when it is the word concerning achieving indicates the first precepts, and then the truth, the second, and then the 3 jewels, Buddhas and so forth. So that's the third. So the first 3 types of precepts of which we have already finished. So now we will continue the teaching from the 4th precepts. So which is the where it says the non-attachment. So that is the precepts which instructs. I think I got it here. What do you say? The precepts which instruct on effort in non-clinging. So that is this 4th precept. So you have the first precepts instructing on the Mahayana, precepts which instruct on achieving its own entity. That's the first precept which instruct on the object of observation, which is the Fourth Truth, and then the precept which instruct on the basis, the 3 jewels, and so this 4th one, which is the precepts which instruct on effort in non-clinging. So I've got this outline of the text. So if anybody wants, you can get from a day. Yeah.
That is then dongo la chi pinun tomboti karishi orsena zubi sujeji komutobala deni la mumba deni yapo shigores di kasal deni shigores dowa rungi ngola dobi dongo serwa.
So the first precept, which is precept which instruct on achieving its own on achieving its own entities. So that is really the looks into the nature or the entity of the Mahayana achievement, Mahayana achieving, Mahayana achieving or the achievement its own entity. So that is the here then it goes we find about the two types of truth, true truth, the ultimate and the conventional truth.
Nipa tega dani jewe mipa dembaji tik nojo shigo yore srwa zupi suji ji komuto bala deji ge nojo te yapoji nya gore teyu dunga dembala jekanju dembala te jewo dunga dembata ani jelo denla te ne jewo ni ngudela suban juwa te ni yapoji haku gore esne ni deshigo yore ste ngaso
So the true, the understanding the true truth. So it is an important, factors to in order to achieve or realize or actualize the state of omniscient mind. And so then the second precept, which is the precept which instruct on the object of observations. So in the root text is simply said concerning achieving and the truths. So this, when you say the truth, so here the truth is referring to the object of observation, which is referring to the Four Noble Truth. So again, these are also something one must understand thoroughly. So to understanding that how the origins, of the truth of the cause is the source, is the origin of the truth of sufferings, and likewise the truth of path. So is the cause for the attainment of the truth of cessations. So this the understanding of this, cause and effect is also must, for the actualizing the omniscient mind.
네 동아 심바티 가르치게 그랬잖아. 동아 심바티가 다 주비 수지지 컴퓨터발라 녜라 네 샤스라 이치비고네 다 샤스샤다 샤 자그 그래서 당가 샤네 제거 그래서 샤스라더니 이치비고네 다 대화치 네 다도 저거 다 견득견주나 지금 루바치네 네 다 등지 수지 견주가 막 너무 왔대 네 대tembal라테네 네 이내에 다 지켜 줄라서 봐 유거래스네 아니 괜찮선듯이 거래스.
And then in the root text when say the three jewels, Buddha and so forth, so that indicates the third types of precept called the precept which instruct on the precept which instruct on the basis. That's the three jewels. So these are also in order to achieve the state of omniscient mind. So we must find the reliable object of refuge, object of protections, and then having found it, then it is very essential for us to have a unwavering faith in these three objects of refuge, such as the Buddha as the Buddha as the perfect guide, perfect teacher, and the Dharma as the perfect perfect the practice, perfect method, and the Sangha as the perfect the companion, spiritual companion, and so on. Yes.
다 대인제도 땅아서 나나니로 송바레스와 다 드린 고주야 된가 주디 농어 여와 다 자와서는 마제용스 뭔가 동무스 신도와 다 드네 망고 주용 거레스.
So tonight, so we continue from the fourth precepts, which is precepts which instruct on effort in non-clinging, and the according to the root text. So this is there's just one word, that's a non-attachment.
단디 가르치고 그러잖아. 다 간다니 동어서 간에라. 아니 덴바질라 수바. 아니 시바 전지 다 샤네 저 전지 팬도요 말에 다 될라 용네 용네 젠디시네. 젠디 종 그래서 용네 젠디 종 그래서네. 아니 저와 젠디 티셔 용 그래서. 네 띵오데 젠디데 젠디.
So here the instruction, the precept which instruct on the precept which instruct on the on effort in non-clingings. So this effort of non-clinging is one of the effort, or the joyful effort. So this here it's the implies is that we must generate effort, or the enthusiasms in order to, like what is mentioned earlier, such as to fully understanding the the true truth, or the Four Noble Truth, or the three jewels, and in order to understand and do all this practice properly, so it is saying that we must develop this joyful effort. So therefore, there's a precepts. This precept which instruct on the effort in non-clinging loss.
Ona ani shita ani tsendi singi te kandir sigiyor sena yunela ani tsendi singi te gewa shepala trobi ke sejujila gewa shepala trobi sejujila ani tsendi singi sigiyor es shito ngazo ti nonji tanya jewa ina te che te lota ina loju ya bo ichena te model tsendi ya pondu sen sigiro wat ina ya tela ngazo senam beje sigi sar ma to she tsendi sigi samare srwa tsendi singi te inchi mechi ni gewa shewala ni trobi ga seju ko sar es tsendi chitang tsendi ko mode
no so we have to look into the meaning of the effort and more, which is specifically in here we use the term like sometimes we use the term like a joyful effort. So the is effort and then in here in this in the context of this starting in context of the Buddhism. So the effort. If the effort as we find the definitions or the definition in the scriptures, so is something which is a kind of like a mental factors, which which engage in the virtue, delightfully, so delightfully engage in the virtues. So that the this is the kind of effort here, when which the developing that this kind of effort in this context. But in general, we can also talk about people. We have to put effort in, like as a student, you have to put effort in learning, in studying your subject matters. Whatever you're studying, so sometimes in Tibetan words, so we use the word besun. That is just the can be anything, any effort, like an effort in learning anything, can be in that. But here, when you say sunju, so here which is which we in English, like we use the term like a joyful effort, but that which the takes delight in the engaging in virtuous actions.
Ta kasi ni tsendi yewa ni tsendi te pe kare ne tsendi yewa ina ani gewi gchi susu jela shewa shebata never shebata ani te kune kundam pewala soba chege yores de mze ani tsendi te susu gewi chi kar sheba ina te tashba yuma la shewala ni pendo yores
no. So the point, the reason why we need to generate this effort in our practice, so is to because the effort help us to cultivate some the virtues which we have not yet cultivated, or also help us to sustain any virtues which we have already cultivated, or to increasing the virtues that we have already cultivated, and as well as the effort has has a result of completing, or our actions, or the successfully, the completions of our actions or the practice.
And then Rimbaja, ni Sanshim, Cindy Sanshim, or as Mashia, but Cindy Latambitangata, ni use Munga Cindy Latambitangata, ni Karote somebody, Machine some long use in the beginning, Cindy Latambitangos, Mache use Mangato, long use in the bottoms, Nitsitiga, and the Cindy Sanshim was Cindy Rimanda was Sayavan, Sanshim, or as.
And so in here we find the next precept, which is a precept which instructs on tireless effort, and then there's following that, then there's a precept which instructs on effort that thoroughly uphold the path. So this and the three precepts which corresponds to the three types of effort, which the effort of the non-attachment, and the tireless effort, and then effort that thoroughly uphold the path. So three types of efforts.
That's Zendi Tinsa, that's Zendi Tombotiga, Moti Karishigorsena, Zendi Tombotiga ni ta Lushu Leloji or Lelo Sanga, Niamburi Sego Resrova, ta Lelo Tomboti Karisena, Tangazo, Chidripping Tchenda, Ani Chidra Niwada, Ani Tni Hakogi Kogi, Tandungal Chidripiti say yes, Lojimatri, the Nejimatri Sone, be Shichu Jonde Jorwa. Tendiga lelotiga niambola, ani Zendi Tomboti yes, Masheba use Zendi sing it.
So now each of this or in another word, the effort, the joyful effort is a remedy. Is a remedy to like a laziness, and so there are here we mentioned there's three types of effort. So each type of effort remedies the specific types of laziness. So we can talk about the three types of laziness as well. So the first one, when you say the laziness, the effort of non-clinging or non-attachment. So here, this is it's the remedy to the laziness of like a procrastinations, which comes when we become very like a sluggish, by thinking, even if we have all the opportunities, we have a time, we have all the resources and everything there, but still we put, we never actually the practice, put into practice, by saying we will do delaying the time of that practice by thinking we will do in some another time, and so this the first the type of effort which is mentioned here in regarding this precept, which instructs on effort in non-clinging, so that the counteract these first types of the laziness of procrastinations.
Tenji lelo te ta shewe jena te karan ro war sena mazo membe dewa ta jitepi dewa cho chapashine jitepi dewa ta pena nyodu seja rola supata ani tanil cho ko la showa ma she tani za ani tani lelo te she ngor es ni lelo shewe jetena te.
So if we look into the causes, the main cause of these this first type of laziness to arise, we've fall into the influence of the first type of laziness, then it is really the causes that we are prioritizing our to something else. So that is something which is like a sensual object, such as like the enjoying food and drinks, or so in essentially so this into the samsaric pleasures, and which is a cause of that, and so therefore the really if you go if you to be more specific, then it is just shows the that we have not shows that we are lacking the sense of the renunciations towards samsara, so the dissatisfactions towards samsaras.
That the lelo de canis go na ani da sono to etela ani suzugta a chidra ni pigta matsu zupote ani li top and the shin top kawa ani top de uta kechi ginjin ro yawa da kesi ani chimadane ni da tani ga jinji sona shiwi gutala ni ngenro la supal 사용들이 대주문들 아니 녀가와 드니가 시우 중이 라르는 시우 중이 간에 어느 소마도 소송 그래서 당가서 라르 하고 그러와 라르 제니 하고 그러와
so in order to counteract this first type of laziness, so really we should applied the small the stages of the path, of the person of a small scopes. So so just which you should be familiar, this teaching of this Lambda, which you all should be familiar with. So in that the specifically is the reflecting on the the precious human rebirth, the rarity of the precious human rebirth, and the impermanence of this life, human life, the precious human life that you have found now, and then how, in terms of how, if you miss these opportunities, then how extremely difficult it is to find such a life again. So this reflecting on this, all this, on these small stages of the path, then one can overcome these types of laziness.
That Tanipala use Mangavi Chindi singing it. Use Mangavi Chindi singing that Luchu Ani Lelote Karesena Lelote Nonjing Nasota Ji Pasi Tonyan no Jilangoin and Nemusi drawing a Yorova. Ni Teda, Nichi noise, Demonatan Langoin, any Pi Susiga, Ta Chidripi, Tension with the Nyom, Nani Nyom, Nyoju Yorova. Oh, Tazoni, and in Tash Shimedo, Tishimig, Device to my imbu, and in Dungashi, Tatamajioro. Oh, that Sokangani, Yus Mangavi, Sinditiga, Ta Dushu, Lelote Chadi Horis.
No, the Chavang
말에 샤왕에진 로사소아 샤왕에지도 땅에 소니셰 시시시 중간들에 넣을래로데
알레디 디 길고 말어 길고 Gilu mara.
Jilu tamatire. Ta jilu pada tanda chogor.
La.
Nipati chogor.
No.
Jilu pati nipati chogor.
No.
Ne donya la nipile lo siti jindwa. Te sambate chogor.
No. Tagidi chawang yeshen go.
Shawang yeji jile lo te ta chidra nipi nipa yewachi. Nipati yewa te suso hako wachi.
No.
Hako ne ni inayo tangi soni droga no nizo kesene pa shawaji shijo ajoro wa. Teche. Nipati la ta dripi nipa yana ta ngi soni no ni keche che yo mar ta kong ches ngoi de shir ta ga se no yin ji lang ngoi de shir ta chipa no na chono do.
So these two, the second types of the laziness of the what's it called? Meaningless activities, being attached to like a meaningless or activities. So to overcome that, so which is the precepts which instruct on tireless effort. So these have to, as part of that. So we so this laziness arise because of being falling under the influence of a lot of like distractions, outer distractions, and then our attachment to the various like worldly goals, such as becoming famous and so forth.
Ina tat so pa poela ni karisena ni teje rebel sono tone. Tenizo dewa ina tenche moji nyangro do. Ni tama ni ta kan sheo chungi ga sono to no ji na jinsares. So as a way to as a remedy to overcome this, so it's good to reflect on the benefits or the advantages of seeking, higher purpose and higher goals of the life. Tamateta, ani long use some long use the bitchin teaching today. That tell any dig lushu tella carson donella nipile losing it. Serva. Angatoti ninjang maringi tang marichi se shinoja de jorva. Oh, tatiga lelotere de shadows. So
precepts, third one, precept which instruct on effort that thoroughly upholds the path, so that the counteracts the laziness of the like a low self-esteem, or just the undermining, undermining or belittling oneself. That I can't, that we are giving up on undertaking certain actions because by saying that I can't do it, or I'm not good enough, or I have no capacities to do that.
Pena ni lelo tombi kasala lelo te pa pone tangi tandano ne chidenya konya biga ni en tsendi she lelo tombo te pa ka ti lelo tombi ko doshu ta tanda tsendi she ne nyepa ti kasala shawang bala mo chopi ko tsendi she tsendi te ni she na yo ani chidre bi towan yu na yo ani desoji mo chupa ta mo techil lok ko dis tewa chimbol ta tengin je samari sene shinaja joro wa tela ni tanda sambati ga lelo ti ke je ti yores.
So the third type of this the laziness of this self, the low self, the what's it called, self-esteem. So that particularly specifically arises when we engage in the Mahayana practice. So we may having overcome, we may be able to overcome the first two types of the laziness and the engage and direct ourselves into some spiritual practice. But however, when the practices, when the practice that we engage in, if that is if that is a Mahayana path, then which is very vast and very profound, then this because of that the vastness and the profundity of Mahayana path, that we can easily the thing that we cannot, we do not have the capacity to engage in such practice, and so therefore in order to these precepts, the third precepts which instruct on effort that thoroughly uphold the path. So this is to overcome that type of laziness.
That's so power God is telling that. Tata suji sambi suji chanden la supo suji mombo yore tata sojo mama noji ani yon rosari mato tombone ne soje ne toma me pane suji ilenje ni mare esrwa ne nganoji ngale khale kaje ngal dio atni chene ne rambaje ta lonyeche ne seji yu ne tenyeche ne rambaje suji sumare mato ne toma me pane suji o mare stenza ngeju dandane ne tenuji chewaina ngau mau patani ndugure nyambe ne tniga seshushene ne tnile lo de paka ko hores.
So just as how the even the Lord Buddhas, who is, although who's a fully enlightened now, but but however in the past, in the long past, so the Buddha was also just as ordinary beings, and so, but if we reflecting on how the Buddha reached to that complete enlightenment, through making a great deal of effort, continuous effort, and he reached there. So in the same way, so we should also think of in fact, if we think of certain the enlightened being, the past life of the certain enlightened beings, so we can see even they could be, some of their past life could be even more like unfortunate, more inferior than ourselves, and yet they. Because through making efforts, they were able to reach the complete enlightenment. So just the reflecting on these, so we have to inspire or motivate ourselves to in our the Mahayana practice.
That thing you got to send this on there, ngona den ro chaw re sarwa. Situ tsendi teje lorne pe sewotni do asrwa lorna that paje mongboji ga hakogore the loran mo sewo shu yores ani tan de ka sala tsendi sagta ngote marate tere de yores. So of course we can also find more detail about the joyful effort or the perfection of the joyful effort. We can in the Lamrim in the Lamrim text, so you can find there and study there, so which you can but here what is mentioned about the effort here is just very brief, and really just the simply just a mention of the word effort and it's the meaning of that effort. It's just a description of the effort, but but so it's good to bring those detail about this joyful effort from the Lamrim text here. That the whole so dongo dambatela shienga do 아니 제와텔라 녜시 줄라 소바트니 레죠 있으러와 네 대인사다 동문에 하르죠 소소 페션하고 대시행아 거다 너 녜시 줄거나 또 로터와이나 제랑가 주파지 지디살라네 데코데오다 아니 도파이나 아니 드니 가도 도박되나 야보여레스
Tibetan check. Okay, then the next two precepts which follows, precepts which instruct on the 5 eyes, and then the precept which instruct on the 6 clairvoyances. So I suggest you to maybe, we will go over these two precepts in the next week teachings. So I suggest you to learn, these, what are the five eyes and what are the 6 clairvoyances. So if you remember all this listing, then that will make it a bit easier in the when we do the next teachings. So before we finish, so if you have any questions related to this what we cover tonight, or to any question from the past teachings, so you can you are welcome. Anyone has a question? Well. So the as part of our the program, study programs, so it's good in the afterward, even if you have any question or anything doubt, any topic, subject matter which you have which you don't understand, not clear, you can bring it up, and that can also help others. When you bring up question, then there may be some other people who maybe also have same problems here.
Yeah. Good choice.
Yeah.
It seems really difficult to not fall into that.
Yeah.
And so you gave an antidote, but I wasn't feeling helpful.
Yeah. Then Daniel never let us say Jorwa. Daniel took me to say Jorwa, so sorry. Kalekabo say Jorwa. Never say Tapshe Kalekabo dos. When a church on the Lobsang Chili Samba, Tebra, Lord Samba. And tape drum and alone some of tiny dam in the Pejotangora. And the tiny Kuranchi Wola Lebet, Mountain and Tomia Rishas. And this is San Diego command system at the Tar Bukaja was. Or the nations of Digi, the Nieves, the Digi Lodi, Nebuchella Harjules.
Chetsanga,
Harain answers.
Donilla Niepilos, Ninjang, Marinichi, Marseterata. Ninjang Marisete, Karanjang Marisra. Zupi Suji, Topi, Alan Jang Marisegoreta, Nitawa Topalan Jang Marisegores. Then Zupi Suji Topalan Jang Marisegena, and then here Zupi Suji Kanga, Manuji and Rondiwas. And the Nig Sonona Vitesi Kotana, and then the Sigrava. No. And then Yona. Zubi Suji Topala, one Jimbala Super Mobotonko, Suzukula Super Chia Tokundi. The Nini Samare Sosonoji, Ninja Samari, Nini Samari Sonojina, and Tela Logaris Roa, 맞어도 짐바 추응은에 또네 럼바지도 광고 거래서 광소나 수수 콜라토와라 짐베도 광소나 수수 콜라토와라요 아니 수수 지충이 동안에 뭐지급이 가르쳐 깔레맹이 적으랬어 그 광바지 그랬어 조금가 광바지 그래 맞도 이거 말했어
So first is to find the remedy. First, we have to know the problems, and the cause of the problem. So, for example, if we are discouraged by the fact that the reaching, looking at how where we are now and then how far away to reach complete enlightenment, right, is really too high goal. So if that is the reason why we feel discouraged, then we have to think. Of course, we feel discouraged, but we have to think that we do have a potentials, we do have a capabilities, because why not? Because the Buddha, like we were saying before, how Buddha was also, like us, and but was then able to reach the complete enlightenment, and then so we certainly do have a potential, but then we can also think we can discourage but to in order to create the causes to achieve the complete enlightenment, we have to engage in all those bodhisattva practices of life, like the perfection of giving, where such as giving even your own body, like the limbs of your body and all that. This is how can you do that? How can we do that? And so in that kind of case, then we have to think that the realistically, of course, we cannot. We are not ready to. If you are not ready to do that, give our own limb of body, which is fine. We are not ready, but we can do some practice of giving. We have to start the practice of giving with something that which we can do it, something which is small. Giving something small, and so we have to familiarize. We have to so essentially, so we have to start the practice, or from something that we can do it, and then from that, then we build, we develop, slowly develop. We have to. That's what we call. We hear the term again and again. We have to habituate ourselves, and when everything what we can do, what we can't do is a matter of our how. Habituate, how accustomed we are to that. When we are not familiar, when we are not habituated, it's become very difficult. So we can make it habituate ourselves to certain thing by first starting by something from taking the step, think that we can do it, and then slowly, building on that, developing that, and so on.
Pena soso chalo tsa chimbo yewa ina jel soso pogi chesona soso tsa chimbo shibuche chalo te pogi ti tsemo tsede na soso gaji troje yore serwa soso tingi lunshi mapea tani lunshi maraya tani yorwa ta pogi ta te karchine resena pogi ti tsewa yebe ungres rwa tenoji ngacho sejel tsewa te yune yunte yung tsewa shu chimbo yilesona suppoco non ci zeva terreno corte ne so je chala karena così piace to non sena mengi ciao ya
yeah, for example, when you talk about the bodhisattva's practice, then it's all the what drives the bodhisattvas to engage in such a vast practice. So is the spirit of the the bodhicittas, which is their compassions, bodhisattvas, the unconditional and incredible compassion and the love towards other beings, and so we can also, even from our draw some the example from our own experience, how sometimes when we might have some object which can be so expensive, so precious, and that even so much so that even we wouldn't use that ourselves. We so we do not want and however when when our very loved child, beloved child who use that and then really enjoying that using it, and then we might be even feel the happy, we feel joy that to see the child playing with that objects, and why we have that joy and allowing the child to use that object, a so precious object. So it's because of our unconditional love and this and sense of endearment towards the child.
Tenongji, temachone dega zana suyo mari sirwa. Ni senche chunga jine, tandro jine wo kikijala suji jiri yeba xie res. Ta nga ta yenda yi nga ma jiri chigi kala kanzo suji la dewa yore. Nga to lao nyos lena, ane yendo yi kora mo jiga, jita ya popa zone, zo chukura was, rawa?
Yeah, so like Buddha said, even some lesser form of life, like little ants or any like animals, even they have a potential to achieve complete enlightenment. They can really reach to the complete enlightenment. So if that is the case, then we have to if we consider our own status as a human being, then we can understand from this Buddha's advice that we certainly we are very fit to achieve complete enlightenment.